not even sure how this works. I'm figuring out what this is. See here. I've never tried doing a live before. It looks like it's not even working. Trying to do a live here. I put on the subtitles or closed caption, but it's not showing anything. So this is just a little test run. I'm not quite sure how this works. I gave myself a thumbs up and then I took it back. That's funny. I don't know if I'm even allowed to give myself a thumbs up, but I want to congratulate myself for continuing on this journey and giving myself the opportunity to just, be genuine and be transparent and be real about where I'm at in my life and what's going on. I'm not really sure why the camera appears to not be on. My cat is licking a book. I don't know why he's licking a book. Oh, and a big part of my peace is related to animals. Animals bring me so much peace and contentment. Um, I'm not going to expect anybody to be joining this live because obviously it was never announced. Nobody even knows it's happening. I'm not even sure if I'll post it just because, uh, yeah, it's not very professional at all. But I'm learning, and I think that showing your true process is better than showing a polished version, even though there's lots of polished versions out there. They just don't seem genuine to me. And it's like they try to come off as genuine, but it's a fake genuine, which is not good, in my opinion. Um, yeah. So anyway, I decided to have this meditation from I believe it was 7:15 to 7:45, and I created a little short email list. I think it was 8 or 9 people, and I sent that out. Um, and I just sent it out yesterday evening, and I didn't get any participants yet. Um, but that's not really that big of a deal. It's totally okay. Um, this is a journey, and the journey begins with one step, right? That's what we always say. So, I'll just take this time to talk about what I'm doing for my retreats and how special that truly is. Um, I was lucky enough to be able to attend a retreat recently, which I was facilitating. In the beginning, it was a retreat that I was facilitating for the attendees, for the participants. And I did still facilitate in a way, but, um, in the beginning, I was going to be creating some Facebook Lives and creating a packaged product that somebody could purchase later on. Um, that I'm still going to be working on that, a series of workshops, a series of exercises that can be combined together for healing and contemplation and meditation. Um, but it was like I got there and day one was a little bit stressful because we were late and then I couldn't find the food that I wanted to make for dinner, etc. And then, the next morning was a lot less stressful, but I had this idea in my head that I had to do all these things. And so I meditated on it and I reached out to my guides and my guardians and I asked them and my angels, and I asked them for their input, for their opinion. Excuse me, I have a roommate that doesn't know that I'm recording apparently. Oh, okay. I'm doing a recording. It's okay. Have fun. Sorry about that. This is gonna get better, I promise. Well, I don't know that it's gonna get better, but maybe my timing will be different or something. Um, but yeah, so I was reaching out to my guardians, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, and I meditated on it and asked for a clear message. Oh my God, he's so sweet. No, thank you. I'm recording it live, so there are people listening to it. But I'm very grateful for you. And I, thank you for your patience. He is such a sweet, kind person, and I'm really grateful for him. Yeah, so I meditated on it, and I got a pretty clear message. And the message was that, what if I was to just make this retreat about me having a retreat, me having a retreat from the retreats? And I still kind of felt almost guilty. I felt like um, that didn't seem right to me, and that I should be doing a lot more, and that it's my duty and my responsibility to take care of others, and et cetera, et cetera. But I ran this message that I got. I ran it by my camping partner, or my camping buddy, if you will. And she said, she was thinking the same thing. She didn't want to tell me that because she wanted me to sort of go through my own personal process to come to the conclusion that I did. But that she was going to mention, we could just do whatever we want, relax, meditate, go for a walk, take a nap, color, whatever. But just not to have to worry about content creation and product creation, and just enjoy the journey for what it is. And that was so much, it felt like so much freedom. And I almost felt like I didn't deserve the freedom. There's this internal message that we give ourselves. And, I'm sure that you have messages that you give yourself, or that you tell yourself, and that you hold to be true. And one of the things that I hold to be true is that anything good that comes into my life, I have to work really, really, really hard for it, or else I don't deserve it. Or sometimes, even if I work really, really, really hard, I still don't deserve good things in my life. That I'm supposed to be working or putting out maximum effort 100% of the time. Um, that financial abundance is something that I have issues with because of, decades and decades of conditioning, um, and the belief systems of my family, which have been passed down to me, obviously. Um, and I'm working on these issues, it's a process. Um, and it's funny because you can sometimes help people with issues that you actually are working with yourself, and you can help them get through it, but you're still sometimes you can still be stuck too. I don't believe in the adage that some people say you can't help people through something that you still haven't overcome yourself. I disagree, actually. Um, if you're transparent with people, I don't think there's anything wrong with being fully transparent, first of all. And secondly, I think that um, wherever we are in our journey is exactly where we're supposed to be. And there is no wrong place to be in your journey of self discovery and of awakening. Right? Yeah, my cat totally agrees with me. Yeah, I think so. Or maybe he wants me to make the bed. I can't tell. Um, but yeah, so in my journey of self discovery, I've realized that I often overlook myself, like so many caregivers do. Um, I often, put myself last on the list, or I don't even put myself on the list at all, because it just doesn't feel like it's part of what I'm supposed to do, right? So I'm really, really making that a part of my process today of just taking a few minutes for myself, doing my morning routine, doing my morning meditation. Um, and that's one of the things that I'm going to be teaching in my groups. Once they start getting off the ground and we have more attendees or even just one. um, that your moments throughout the day can be mindful, and that's what I like to do. um, I am a very busy person. I do have a lot that needs to be done every single day, but I stop and recognize that as I'm doing the things I'm doing, I do a thing that I came up with this idea when I was working at a local nonprofit, um, where my job was mostly focused on working with younger people from the ages of 12 to 24. And my job title was counselor, but I was doing therapy as well. And I mean, counselors can do therapy, and therapists can do counseling, but I was doing both. Um, like resource counselor, and then I was giving people therapy, and that was pretty cool. And I came up with this thing, and I don't know, it might already exist out there in the world. I don't have a patent on it. And if somebody already has been using this, I promise I didn't steal it from you. Please don't sue me. But if it's yours, then tell me and I'll take this everything down right away. Um, but I think it was just something that well, I know that it was something that I came up with uniquely. Take the time to make the time, or make the time to take the time. And however you wanted to say it, it was about just taking a moment, as long as it's safe to do so, right? Like you probably don't want to do it when you're on the freeway driving, but you take a moment and you make a moment for yourself in your day. No matter where you are in your day, typically, you just calm yourself and focus on your breath, and just notice your breath. Slow your breath down in that moment and breathe slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth. You might do this for one breath. You might do it for 5 minutes. It's very personal how long you do it for. I typically suggest that people start off just by taking a breath, and then they work themselves up to 5 minutes. And if you can do it several times a day, that's even better. Um, and there's going to be a lot to come in my classes and groups about how breath is important and why it's so significant in our lives, and what it has to do with meditation, what it has to do with yoga, and what it has to do with physical health, as well as mental health. And physical health and mental health, by the way, are the same thing. Um, they're not separated. We are one living being, right? Um, but we're going to get a lot deeper as we move through this process together. Anyway, our time is pretty much up. So I'm not sure how this works when I'm doing a Zoom live and then I'm putting it on Facebook. I will wait and see what happens. Um, Probably going to trim the first half of this because it was just noise. um, but I think that the first half was only on Zoom and it wasn't on YouTube Live, so I don't think that the whole thing gets put up. I don't know. I will find out. Um, anyway, I wish you all a beautiful and a wonderful day. I hope that you find something that's joyful and peaceful in your day. And I hope that you will give yourself the chance to take the time to make the time, to just take a breath. And if you're feeling really, really fancy, you can take 5 deep, relaxing, focused breaths and just focus on your breaths. Um, and just see what that does for you. And I just want to say a note to there are going to be some people in our population who may have a hard time with breathing, whether it be because of asthma or allergies or bronchitis or COPD or any other combination of things that can impede our breathing. So if you are one of those people, then I would like for you to visualize, imagine, picture it, think of it, listen to it, um, say it to the best of your ability. Because when we rehearse things with our mind doesn't know the difference between our body physically doing the thing and us rehearsing it. So you may have heard that there are often, they do this with Navy SEALs and Marines, and they also do it when they're training for the Olympics. Um, they visualize what it is that they're going to do before they do it. And they do it in their head, so to speak, over and over and over again until they've got it down. And you can practice mentally by visualizing, imagining that you're doing it, hearing the sound of your breath, imagining what that breath feels like. And if that causes you anxiety or any other side effects, then please, refrain from doing that. And just a warning to anybody who's watching this and attending. Um, I am not a physician, and this cannot ever be considered medical advice. Please do not consider anything that I say as medical advice. I am not qualified to give medical advice. I am only qualified for a very specific area. Um, and I'm pretty much a layman in most people's yeah, I'm pretty much a layman, but I just have a lot of life experience, and I do own a yoga studio, but that's a story for another day. My point is, please make sure that you clear any activity with your doctor or your physician. Get a checkup before you participate in any form of exercise. I typically don't say that because my meditations, my yoga is not exercise in the sense of moving around. I just do meditation. Um, that might change in the future, but for now, I'm just doing meditation. So typically, meditation does not require a doctor's note, if you will, or a doctor's approval. Um, but I do know that some people do experience. Um, I have a couple of people that are in my life that are actually quite close to me who experience difficulties with breathing. So I know up close that that can be challenging. So I would never want someone to think that I wasn't mindful or aware that there are some people in the world who do experience that, and my heart does go out to you. Um, I know how hard it can be for you to have to try to breathe all the time, and it's like hard to breathe. That's very unfair, and I hope that it gets better. Anyway, I send you all love and peace. I hope you have a beautiful journey today. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and share. If you feel that that fits for you, and if not, don't worry about it. If you hit the subscribe button, it'll notify you whenever I have new videos coming out or new lives. And who knows, maybe I'll do this live on Zoom via YouTube or YouTube via Zoom. We'll see what happens. All right. Peace to you all. Have a beautiful day. I will talk to you later. Bye for now. Bye, everyone. Take good care.